Hello, Abraham.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to Atlanta.
Yes,
We love you here.
Yes.
I love clarity.
Clarity means tuned in, tapped in, turned on. In clarity, you are in the fullest of yourself.
And I have a list of questions that I wanted to ask you, and then I walked out, and the only friendship bracelet that was available was one saying clarity.
That's the one Esther wears. She wears one that says clarity, one that says focus, and one that says alignment. Yeah.
So in my questions that I wanted to talk to you about today is, what is the most powerful way to consciously participate in the creation of my life without falling into the trap of control and efforting?
Well, don't be mad at yourself for wanting control, because the law of attraction is controlling what comes to you. And if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would want to control how we present ourselves to the field of attraction. So don't let go of the deliberate part of creation. Just don't try to control anybody else, because you can't be their point of attraction. And that's a really frustrating experience, because first of all, you can't do it. It's futile. And next of all, it's not your business, and nobody likes you to try to do that. But you can control with your influence. You can make lists of positive aspects about them, and you can control the aspects of anything and everything that are active within you. The whole world moves on those streams.
Yeah, so I'm finding that working on myself is becoming relatively easy.
Being aware of how I feel and feeling the way I mean to feel is easy for me. That's good. Setting up my point of attraction is easy for me. That's what you just said.
Yeah.
Except,
loving people that may not quite want to control the way they feel. So they go for rides and ups and downs, and I'm just like, okay, I meditated, I journaled, I feel great. And then I walk into a situation where I'm like, whoa, you feel so different from what I thought I was broadcasting. And so am I just oblivious?
You're not. No, you're not. Let's get right to this realness that is all of your physical reality. You're sharing your time and space with so many others, and each of them is their own point of attraction. And the relationship part, we agree with you, is the more challenging part, because if you've been creating on a basis of thinking and speaking and acting, then you've been collecting a lot of data that helps and hinders and helps and hinders and helps and hinders. But now as you decide, I've collected the data, and I've launched my rockets of desires, and I've built my vibrational reality in my vortex, and now I'm wanting to match up with that. So instead of using action and words, even thoughts and behaviors as your understanding of how you are creating, you instead understand that it's a vibrational universe, and that it's happening vibrationally, and that the only way you can really accurately understand what your point of attraction is through the way you feel. So you decide that you're going to begin to approach everything emotionally, vibrationally, rather than with thoughts and words. As Esther was roaming the vastness of Manhattan the last few days, she was in love with everybody, because they were all strangers. In other words, she just couldn't believe how the city flowed, and it was just incredible to watch the organic motion of this. And she knew that a lot of them were there, and they know what to do, and even those that were new like her were being swept up in it. And then as she's focused upon the specifics of those who were with her, because they are her family and she's been practicing that, Esther had a really easy situation. Now, it's different when you're in an environment with maybe people that you're working with, or people that are specific to something that you need, when it feels like someone has assigned you to this place and they're just not on the same bandwidth as you are. We want to say this to all of you. Bandwidth. It's the rudimentary word that Esther has found to sort of demonstrate that you are your point of attraction and your bandwidth is wherever it is, and your bandwidth and your mood go together. But everyone has their own bandwidth, and your bandwidth moves around, and so do all of theirs. But the law of attraction has this uncanny, excellent, infallible, always accurate way of matching bandwidth with bandwidth in the moment. And so it doesn't matter who they usually are. It only matters who they are now. And it doesn't matter who you usually are. It only matters who you are now, because the law of attraction is matching up those bandwidths. And the more you care about how you feel, the more consistent your bandwidth is. And so then the more consistent your life experience is, because you keep rendezvousing with those that are at your bandwidth. In fact, you're always doing that. If you want to know what your relationship is with your inner being, just look what's manifesting in your life. If ornery people are around you, if complainers are all around you, if things are going wrong all the time, that's your bandwidth. That's what you've practiced yourself into being. And so don't try anymore. This is the best conversation about letting go of control. Don't try to control anybody else's bandwidth. Just be very consistent about your own and watch what begins to happen. Because those people who have been annoying you, that's your bandwidth, so that's for sure what you're going to get. But if you've been making pages of appreciation about them, that's your bandwidth, and that's more likely what you're going to get. So control your point of attraction. You can. And don't try to control anybody else's. And let the law of attraction decide who's matching up with who right now. Who's matching up with who right now? The only thing that happened in New York that was a little exhilarating and exciting and very scary was that they were in a car on a way to a Broadway show, and traffic was slowing everything down, and it was decided by someone else in the car, let's get out and walk, because they weren't going to be on time and they really wanted to be in their seats. So they got out and ran. Esther was so happy when the hand was red. But finally, most of the people who live there, did you know this? They don't care if it says, they just go. And so when the crowd was going, they were going too. And they had 3 minutes to make it and 2 blocks to go. They made it. But Esther's following her family, and they should not have been there. And a van and a car honked at Esther, honked at her, honked at her. They didn't kill her. She knew she deserved it, though. She said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That's the only bad thing that happened in all the days that she was there. And why did that happen? She was not following her own guidance. She was not following her own guidance. She was not following her own guidance. She was following Tracy. Just have fun with this. Be easy about it. Did you know that your inner being knows everything you want and knows where you are in relationship to everything that you want? And knows what the path of least resistance is? And by path of least resistance, we mean knows where your resistance is and how to call you around it. There's no wrongdoing in having resistance. Resistance just means you've had experience and you have beliefs, and that sometimes your beliefs are in the way of what you want. And so your inner being knows which of your beliefs are not in the way of what you want. Your inner being knows which of your beliefs are not in the way of what you want. Which of your beliefs are not in the way of what you want. And your inner being is calling you that away and that away and that away and that away. And it's always working out for you.